off-kill attack. Now that we're aware of it, we can do damage to them and save others and keep this iron grip from being able to make it all the way through. Okay, I've gotten to 0.4 of about 100. And I'm telling you, folks, it just goes on and on. DNA medical mafia telling you it's the law, you got to take shots. Now saying 60-plus shots are mandatory from just 10 when they're not mandatory. Trying to force injections on everybody. When you go in to have a baby, they say, do you have enough money? Is your husband mean to you? They ask the husband to leave the room, and they're entering into the health department database. Everybody's a spy. The census is now going to be yearly and then monthly. The feds have announced it. They're getting GPS of your door, coming to your house and threatening you if you don't answer hundreds of questions. Totally a violation of the Fifth Amendment. Total tyranny. They admit it's for drones, police, and federal police to know right where your doorstep is. Under law, they want to make you monthly answer questions. Total police state. The Department of Homeland Security reports where they... How am I going to cover all this? I got Webster Tarpley coming up. I could do this in 3 or 4 parts, I guess. I mean, folks, I haven't even gotten into it yet. I mean, believe me, everything I'm saying is on record. I haven't even scratched the surface of the slave grid. You understand? They're killing all of us, including those of you that serve them. Don't laugh. We'll cover some financial news here in a moment. I'm going to have to do part 2 on this tomorrow of the Cashless Society Control Grid, and then we can post it up at prisonplanet.tv and the YouTube channel and the rest of the places out there. Let me just give you some of the other points that we'll be getting into tomorrow on this. We'll do this in parts. This is the opting into the matrix, the control grid, the tech system, the tattletale squads to control mobility, to control where you can go, what you can do. They're going to use the carbon tax to do that as well. No non-essential travel. All these new taxes and regulations, everything you do and say and buy will be inventoried on your global ID card for the carbon tax with carbon rationing. That's the official UN plan. Now Pelosi's saying, and I'm getting hundreds of emails going, how did you know this? It's all stated. DNA illegally taken at birth. Now they admit it to the slaves. Forced inoculations now openly being announced. The census lying and saying you got to answer questions yearly and monthly, running around, getting GPS at your front door. The face scanners, the thumbprint scanners, the license plate readers everywhere you go tracking you. DHS reports saying gun owners, veterans, those that talk about the Constitution, those that wear, patriot type, don't tread on me T-shirts or bumper stickers are terrorists. Most of the Homeland Security funding being spent on that. The Patriot Act being used in non-terror related cases. Patriot Act compliance with no more warrants with the feds tied in to the banks' databases, looking at everything you buy, sell, and do, looking at all your transactions, guilty until proven innocent. The biggest one are these no-fly lists, where now if you are on the 1.1 million people and growing by 25,000 a month, no-fly list, you can't own a gun. They're already using that and refusing people that are on it to buy guns and veterans to buy guns, even without PTSD, and that's on record. But now they're trying to make it law with the no-fly, no-buy. Meanwhile, all over the country, the states are making the police license plates and their private car license plates and the bureaucrats and state and federal people where their license plates can't be read and where they can speed, get in trouble, basically can't get arrested. And that's mainstream news. So we're all slaves being tracked. If they don't like you, as they admit, anti-war groups on no-fly list, anti-torture groups on no-fly list, congressmen on no-fly list, can't get off, can't find out why you're on it, don't have a Second Amendment once they do it. I mean, that's total 1984. They're using debt to control people, bankrupting us financially, so we have to go to the government hat in hand with their new mobile medical vans and their FEMA centers with medical centers where we want to go to the FEMA camps. Again, the key here is that the globalists make money and get power and control out of owning the private company systems that then government contracts with to implement all this. It's a revolving door between industry and government. So they also profit off of their police state that they use to control us. And that's how this thing grows. And tomorrow I will carve out an entire hour and make sure I get to the rest of all this and recap what we've already covered. But that gives you just a window into the control grid. So we'll get into a lot more tomorrow. That's about 10% of what I'm going to be covering. because we got Tarpley coming up and I just ran out of time. I wanted to get into this. Remember 2 days ago, Geithner tells China its dollar assets are safe, and it was in the news that he got laughed at. Well, now dollar declines as nation mulls reserve currency alternative. And it says in Bloomberg, the world is going ahead and deciding what the new world currency will be. Well, they're going to have a basket of currencies at first and then go to a pure face scan, thumbprint global currency. They're going to go right past the Amero, right past it all. You'll still have regional currencies that have your local look, but it's like there's 15 different, Sports Illustrateds. It's all printed by the same people. It's standardized. All the same databases, but that will be globally identified with a thumbprint and a face scan when you use a regional currency set by the new Bank of the World that will set interest rates, currency rates, and everything. So you'll still have paper money. It's just tied to the cashless society tracking system. We'll break this down in 60 seconds. Stay